We found out after exhaustive research was the one Brian Wilson actually played on back in the 60s. Don, back then Fred Morgan was a teacher, and he had an assignment, sort of a classical music assignment. Brian turned in the song Surfin' USA, which was, of course, a #1 hit, and at the time he got an F for it. If you had this type of student turn in something like that, would you flunk them because they didn't do it right, or would you, what would you do?
Wow, that's a hard question. It really depends on the assignment. I think I would encourage the student, but if the assignment was specifically you had to do a classical piece, I would probably have to flunk them. But I would then turn around and encourage them to also pursue the music that they're creating on their own. I think a well-rounded musician needs to be able to do all types of music, both classical and rock and roll, or what today's kids are doing, rap music, that kind of thing. I don't think it's a good thing to discourage creativity in any way, but also you have certain things you have to do as far as classes, as far as assignments and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a hard call. It really depends on what the assignment was.
Well, in the composition class and music writing class, Brian was asked to write a 120 measure sonata for the piano. And he wrote 32 measures of music with chords in it. And those chords later turned into be, of course, the surfing song that became so popular. And that's why he can laugh going to the bank with $1 million with the F that I gave him. But the F came about because it wasn't 120 measures. It didn't change keys 5 times, and it was full of parallelism, which he's made and capitalized on, and backward progressions. And Brian knows that, and so we kind of laughed together about it. But I think the thing that comes out of all this was the fact that a good old pea-picking Hawthorne High School in a small town could offer you the classes and the training and the opportunity that you had at that time to use that. And he did. He used it to his advantage.
Well, there certainly was a lot of good vibrations coming out of this piano. So let's go check in with Brian and see what he has to say about creating lyrics. Good vibration.
I love good food crushing way, and the way the sunlight plays upon your head.
Well, after Brian Wilson and Al Jardine graduated from Hawthorne High, they came over here to El Camino College.
I was going to be a psychologist. I wanted to be a psychologist, and I wanted to be able to teach people about the first 2 years of life. They're very delicate years of life, And with the Beach Boys had a record right in the middle of my junior college episode, so we took a left turn.
Al Jardine was studying to be a dental assistant, but the band was starting to take off. They started to get a hit record, and Al found out Dave Marks had quit, who had replaced him originally, and he went back to the band, and the rest is history. It was here at El Camino College's Murdoch Stadium that the Beach Boys came back in 1989 and performed a benefit concert. This footage that you're about to see was shot by our good friends over at Torrance, City Cable Channel 3.
For romance, saw Barbara Ann, so I thought I'd take a chance with Barbara Ann.
Well, we're here at Foster's Freeze, where for over 40 years kids in Hawthorne have been cooling off. And this is the very spot where Brian Wilson may have written "Fun, Fun, Fun" when he saw a girl in a T-bird go by. Foster's Freeze is there. Was that one of your hangouts?
Oh yeah, I remember sitting in there when the record Surfin' first came out. We were all sitting there in the car, really excited when we heard it on the radio.
In the song "Fun, Fun, Fun," when she cruised through the hamburger stand was the famous Foster's Freeze right here in Hawthorne.
I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but I'm the one that threw up. Because, you know why? because I smoked a cigarette and I was only like 13 years old, and it made me deathly ill, and that's why I threw up. And it was, I guess it was partially from excitement, you know, hearing the record on the radio.
Oh. Did you know the Beach Boys used to hang out here? So tell me, do people come in looking for the Beach Boys?
Yes, actually I seen there like 2 or 3 times tourists from east and west, you know, ask about, about the how Beach Boys hang around, and then some they want some souvenir from us to memorize Beach Boys, and then they searching for, Beach Boys, how they hang around and why, made it from the fastest freeze, and then just searching it, and then, so that's what I have.
So what do you give them for a souvenir? Well, ice cream?
Well, actually, not ice cream. What I give to them is napkins and hamburger bag,
So anything for a souvenir.
And also some cups, and then that's it.
So where are they from? The tourists?
The one I think they're from Florida, and one from I think so, like Virginia side and West Virginia, and most side is west.
Did you know that this was one of their hangouts?
Yeah, my dad told me when I was little, and so we come here a lot.
So you come
to
here
reminisce.
and have some ice cream just like they did?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Beach Boy song?
In My Room, which doesn't get very much exposure, but it's the best one.
Yeah, that's a good song.
There's a world where I can go and tell my secrets to, in my room, in my room.
Hey, I love the Beach Boys. Seen all the Beach Boys movies when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? On the beach you'll find them there, in the sun and salty air. The girls on the beach are all within reach, and with the boys tonight. Was back in Louisiana, just about a mile from a Texarkana. In them old cotton fields back home.
This is Hawthorne Middle School, where Carl, Brian, Dennis all went. It was a time for them of carefree, happy kid days. But all that was about to change as superstardom loomed on the horizon for them.
Over the last 3 years, as many as 500,000 people converged on the Washington Monument to celebrate America's birthday. The Beach Boys were the main event for 2 of those years, but Interior Secretary James Watt says the Beach Boys are a hard rock band and inappropriate for the 4th of July. The reason for the trouble, according to Watt, is that rock bands were attracting the wrong element.
What? I've just called in Ambassador Phil Habib to settle the Jim Watt Beach Boy controversy.
The president personally handed this to me after I'd visited with Mrs. Reagan. This is shooting yourself in the foot. The president is a friend of the Beach Boys, and he likes them, and I'm sure when I get to meet him, I'll like them.
We're very honored and proud to have you here at the White House, which is everybody's house. We were looking forward to seeing them on the 4th of July. I'm glad they got here early. God bless you all, and thank you very much.
This is 1211 Gravilla Street. This was the site of the Al Jardine house before they tore it down to build this apartment complex. And if you come over here looking for it, oh, you don't even find a plaque or a marker or anything. And considering the Beach Boys had 22 gold albums, 5 platinum albums, and 3 multi-platinum albums, and such #1 hits as Good Vibrations, Help Me Rhonda, Fun, 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 and all those other good songs, it's amazing.
I come in late at night and in the morning I just lay in bed. Oh, Rhonda, you look so fine, and I know it wouldn't take much time for you to help me, Rhonda, help me get her out of my
After our gig, we went to the pizza show, and then we continued doing that. After every job, we'd stop off at the pizza show afterwards and have something to eat.
We're here with Rosemary Orlando, who's the manager of the pizza show, and I understand you were around when the Beach Boys were here.
Yeah, I've been here for 38 years, and the place has been here for 45 years, and the owner is Gary Evans, and we're still blasting here and waiting for the Beach Boys to come back.
Great. Well,
And play in our back room again.
Well, let's go inside and see what it looks like.
Okay. Uh-oh. Can you guys open the door?
They locked us out.
And that's where the Beach Boys played, back there. We used to move them tables from the back, and they used to play for pitchers of beer back there.
Catch him surfing at Del Mar, Ventura County line, Santa Cruz and Trestles, Australia's Narrabeen.
Well, we're standing in front of 131 110 South Hawthorne Boulevard. And the reason we're here is this used to be Melody Music, where the Beach Boys used to come in, check out the latest records. They sold pianos. You know, music stores back then sold records and pianos and musical instruments. So I know Brian was in here listening to the Four Freshmen at one time. Now it's going to be turned into a beauty shop of some sort. This used to be a bowling alley where the Beach Boys hung out, but now it's the Hawthorne School District offices of some sort, you know. Who knows what's going on over here now, you know, something to do with the Hawthorne schools. Back in their days, you could have a good time over here, bowling and everything else. We're here with Larry Guidi, who, in addition to being the mayor of Hawthorne, also works for the Hawthorne School District. Larry, have you heard about any type of tourist thing for the Beach Boys?
Well, ever since the craze came out in the new article about the Beach Boys, Hawthorne, California started a new attraction for Hawthorne. Tourists are coming around, as they did when Pulp Fiction was filmed at the Hawthorne Grill. They wanted to sit at the booth where, you know, the actual movie was filmed, and now we're starting to see a lot of it with